Hello again, people. We are back for the 5th episode of First Job, Worst Job. So, straight over to Victoria.
Hi, I'm Victoria. I work in the Business Studies department. I'm going to tell you about my first job, which was for a tailor's. It was a suit shop that my dad we used to shop in, and I went in with him when I was about 14, 15, and his tailor, the guy that made his suits, said, does your daughter want a job? Does she make teas and coffees? And my dad said yes, and he used to pay me £15 a day to make the teas and coffees. I really loved earning my own money. What I didn't particularly enjoy was the fact that he was a lot older than me, and he used to take advantage quite a lot. He used to ask me to stay late. He used to take my measurements every single week, and I couldn't understand why, because it was just my first job. I didn't question anything. I just let him do kind of whatever he wanted, really, and I didn't question anything because I didn't quite understand what was okay and what wasn't okay. So that was my first job. I think my worst job was when I worked for McDonald's. And that's not because of the stereotypical thing of being embarrassed or thinking that it was beneath me, because it absolutely wasn't. It was quite a lot of fun with the people I worked with. We used to have a real laugh behind the counter. However, it was the worst job because it was so tiring. You're on your feet for 9 hours straight. The shifts were either 8 or 9 hours with an hour break, and my legs and my feet used to kill me. We used to almost glide along the floor because the floor would have such a layer of grease by the end of the day that you would just slide from the fries to the milkshakes to the till. It was quite exhausting. But in saying that, as exhausting as it was really fun, and I had a really good time with the people I worked with, and I made some really good friends there. We used to have a laugh, we used to get on really well. But the downside of it was really exhausting. People would be really rude to you. Very rarely would people say please or thank you, and I found that quite annoying. I found it quite annoying at some of the things people would complain about: not enough ice in their cup, their burger was too hot, their burger was too cold. People used to complain in a really rude and arrogant way, like I'd done something wrong, and I used to really struggle with that. So I'd say that McDonald's was my worst job just because of how labour intensive it was.
Super big thank you to Victoria there for her first job, worst job experiences. Interesting to hear about McDonald's, because I know they've done a lot of work in the last, say, 5 to 10 years of promoting their careers and how you can go in on an entry-level position and work your way up, get promoted. And there are actually pretty good career prospects leading right up to being a franchise owner. So it's interesting to hear maybe the real world versus what's promoted by them. I've never worked there, so I can't comment on it too much. All I can say is have a look at their careers website. You might be surprised at some of the opportunities that are available there. And as for Victoria's first job, well, keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, keep your wits about you, because even though you might be young when you get your first job, you still might be right in what you're thinking, but something isn't quite right. Remember, all these little things that you do, first job, worst job, and everything in between to where you currently are, you can learn from. And I hope that you've learned something from this video here. Thank you.